What do you think it did to you mentally? Like, just knowing that your father was an alcoholic and your grandmother kind of treated you a little different than the rest of your siblings.
Well, in that situation, like I tell people, man, sometimes it's better not to have a dad around than to have the kind of dad that I had. And then the one guy just had a problem with me for some reason. They were all my people except for that one dude. And he come up out of the blue and just started hitting me. I thought he was hitting me, but he actually shot me in the head because the gunfire went hit.
What's the longest time you ever did in prison?
It's 8 years stretch.
Wow.
I was locked up from 92 to damn 2010. I was only out like a couple months at a time, so I was always locked up. And I was never there for my kids. My life's been a mess ever since the drugs started.
What's up, YouTube? Top Flight USA back with another one. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name, age, and where you from?
My name is Chris, 50, from Greensboro.
Okay. 50 years old from Greensboro. What side of town did you grow up on?
South side.
On the south side part of town.
Right, Smith Homes.
Okay. Let that airplane go by.
We do that a lot. We disrupt a lot around here.
Right. So how was it growing up in Greensboro as a child?
Well, I actually came from Pennsylvania when I was 13. We moved down here. We moved from the projects.
Okay.
We did the projects from the time I was in kindergarten to the 6th grade up in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Moved down here when I was 13, moved 2 blocks from Smith Homes. So I come up with everybody else, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
so is it safe to say you grew up in the hood?
I grew up in the hood. I am hood.
Okay. I can
hood.
tell.
They call me white chocolate.
White chocolate. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
And I definitely can feel the energy coming from you. So I definitely can tell you got something to say. What part of Pennsylvania did you grow up in?
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Where is that close by?
Start 45 minutes outside of Philly.
Okay.
It's a little rough town. It's just a little town, but I'll tell you, everybody knows where it's at because it's got the where they buy clothes and stuff at discounted prices.
Okay.
So it's like 45 minutes from Philly, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just get to know you a little bit, Chris. Would you say you had a fairly normal childhood growing up?
No. My dad was an alcoholic. My mom, she was always at work. My dad was never really there. I was a middle child. My grandmother, she despised me when I was born. I was the second one born. My older brother was the loved one.
Wow.
So I was always left out, pretty much on my own. So I stayed outside most of the time and tried to fend for myself,
Okay. Why do you think your grandmother treated you like that?
I don't know. I have no idea. She apologized to me when I was 17, but damage was already done by her, So really, I'll be honest with you, I've been out on the streets pretty much my whole life. So just don't really know love that much,
Okay. What do you think it did to you mentally? Like, just knowing that your father was an alcoholic and your grandmother kind of treated you a little different than the rest of your siblings.
Well, in that situation, like I tell people, man, sometimes it's better not to have a dad around than to have the kind of dad that I had, But, it makes you hard. It makes you hard, man. Especially when I was a middle child, so when my little baby brother came along, he was the baby. You got the firstborn, then you got the baby, then you got the middle child.
Right.
And I was just always on my own. I did everything on my own.
Okay.
Always scheming and trying to come up with some damn money so I can get an icy from the lady up on the corner.
That's right. All right. You said you moved to North Carolina when you was 13.
Yep.
And you moved to Greensboro.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what was it like moving to Greensboro at 13?
Well, when we moved down here, the school system here is behind a little bit than it is up there. So what they were learning in the 6th grade here, I'd already learned in the 2nd and 3rd grade.
Wow.
So I just lost interest. I said, I'm not doing this again, So I wouldn't do no homework, I wouldn't do no classwork, but I passed all the tests, and the teachers would always say, you're very smart, why don't you do it? Because I already did this. I don't want to do it again.
Right.
So come up, I never went to high school. I got kicked out of school in the 8th grade, told me I wasn't never allowed to come back to school.
Wow.
So you have to think now, I'm 15 years old left alone. I don't have to worry about no truant hours. I don't have to worry about nobody bothering me. They come up, can't mess with me.
Right.
So that just left me out in the cold even more,
So what did your parents think about you not going to school at 15?
Well, there's really nothing they could say, when it come down to it, because they told me I wasn't never allowed to come back. I went from Jackson to Gillespie. I got kicked out of Jackson, and they sent me to Gillespie. I got kicked out of Gillespie, and then that was the end of it. You get kicked out of Gillespie, you're doing bad.
It's pretty much over.
Yeah.
Wow. So, was you still staying with your parents at 15? Like once you got kicked
No,
out of school?
no, pretty much not. Started running the roads with a group of kids from the neighborhood. Just out on the road, just doing whatever we wanted to do, just
Okay.
whatever.
Is it
Had no
safe to
guidance.
say that's when you really got introduced to the streets?
Yeah, because that's when I just gave up on the whole system, I gave up on the whole school system, the whole everything. 'Cause if you kick somebody out and never been to high school, I've never been to high school, but you know what? I got my GED and I got a high set. I took the high set just to make sure the GED wasn't a fluke.
That's right.
But, it's just like, yeah, it was. That's when I got introduced to the streets down here.
Okay.
For real.
And what are some of the type of things you was doing in the streets?
Hell, we were stealing cars, breaking into stuff, stealing everything we could. I mean, just whatever we get our hands on, we were taking. Just to have some money. We were broke. Everybody in the neighborhood was poor.
Okay.
So just to get things that we wanted or needed,
You had to take them.
we had to take it.
Right.
And then when the crack started rolling around, started getting into that, selling that stuff, and then that took off from there. And then 5 years of that, and then it was over for me, because when I started doing that stuff, it was like I ain't start off with a 20 or 40. I started off with half a key, And they grabbed me so fast, I lost everything within a couple months. It was gone.
Wow.
I was wondering where the hell it went.
So you saying 5 years you in the drug life, you started using?
Yeah, 5 years after, never touched nothing until then. And
Wow.
I was 19 years old. I had a Mustang GT. I had a 92 Camaro, brand new. I had everything, man. I had everything I wanted. And then when that stuff grabbed me, I lost my wife, lost my girl, lost my baby, my family there, lost everything I had. And then somebody's gonna tell me, Chris, why don't you go get some help, go to rehab?
Okay.
And I'm like, why didn't you tell me that before? Why didn't you tell me that before? I lost everything.
Right.
I lost everything now. What's the point of it? Make it hell, go on somewhere. What's the point of doing it? What's the point of trying now when I lost everything, bro? You should have came to me earlier.
Right. So you didn't have any good role models around?
Good role models? No, didn't have none. Not a one.
Wow. So what effect do you think that gave your life when you started using the harder drugs?
That took me somewhere else. That took me to 5 times in prison. I'm a level 6 felon.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't take another one. I tried to run away from it to different states. Did time in Florida, did time in Virginia, did time here. Trying to get away from it, just always followed me, because it always took me with me,
Wow. What's the longest time you ever did in prison?
It's 8 years stretch.
Wow.
Yeah, I was locked up from 92 to damn 2010. I was only out like a couple months at a time, so I was always locked up. And I was never there for my kids. I was, my life's been a mess ever since the drugs started.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it's like, I don't know. So you have to think. So when I was out for 6 months, man, everybody wanted to throw me a party. That's how bad it was, man.
Wow.
I'd be out. I think 3 months and 5 days was the longest stretch that I was out before I went back in. Since 92. Well, 92,
Wow.
yeah.
So it's safe to say you did almost 20 years in prison.
More, yeah, a little more with the time I did in jail and everything too. Yeah, about 22.
Wow. And how do you think that affected your life? Do you think you're institutionalized, or did it help you?
Well, I was just telling somebody this the other night, man. I'm not institutionalized, because institutionalized is when you want to be in there.
Okay.
I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to be told when I can eat, when I can get dressed, when I wash my clothes. I don't want to be told what I can do. When I'm out, I'm free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can do what I want to do. And that's why relationships never worked, because I was always locked up and under supervision. So when I get out, I don't want to be locked up and under supervision from somebody. You know what I'm saying? I want to fly. And then that just leads to other problems. Because now I'm flying places I shouldn't be flying.
That's right. Doing over 20-something years, man. That's a long time, Chris.
Yeah, man. But the worst thing is, now if you do one bid, you do one bid. You settle. My problem was I kept going back in, so I'd have to restart every time I went in. And I ain't have nobody sending me no money. Everybody just turned their back on me when I got locked up. I always had to find my own hustle. Taught myself how to tattoo, taught myself how to draw, did everything on my own. I did everything just to have $1,
Right.
I'm a hustler, that's what I am. I figured it out.
And I tell people that all the time. You ever find yourself in prison or jail, you better find a hustle.
Better find a hustle.
If you ain't got no family or nobody to help you, you better find a hustle.
I mean, I got shot in the head when I was 20 years old. I was 22 years old. I got shot in the head. Didn't even know it. Guy hit me. I thought he hit me with a pistol. Actually shot me in the head. I got the bullet in my head still. I didn't even know it. I could feel the hole, but I stood there looking at him.
Wow.
I said, man, I said, all right, I better not be here when I get back. They was just looking at me like I was crazy. You know what? They weren't there when I got back.
So, why do you think that situation happened?
Well, because I was over in the neighborhood with these guys. I was like 10 of them and one of me.
Okay.
I had a gun on me, but mine was jammed before I pulled up on them. And then the one guy just had a problem with me for some reason. You know, they were all my people except for that one dude. And he come up out of the blue and just hit me. I thought he was hitting me, but he actually shot me in the head because the gunfire went hit. So, and then I went through I went through the X-ray machine at the jail, and they asked me if I ever been in the military. I said, no. They said, well, you got some metal fragments in your head right now. I said, right here? They said, yeah. I said, well, I got shot then. I didn't even know I was shot for 30 years. 30 years I didn't know I was shot.
Wow.
So God had his hand on me for some reason, so.
So when that situation happened, you didn't know you got shot?
Nope.
Like,
I had a hole. It was leaking.
So you had a hole,
I
and
thought
it was
might
leaking.
have been just where someone with a gun hit me, like the safety on or something. But
and you didn't ever go to the hospital?
no.
You just walked away and went home.
Yep.
And the whole time you were shot in the head.
Yep. That thing sure was.
Wow. That's a crazy situation, Chris.
Got a crazy life. I've
Man.
been through it.
I mean, it don't get no realer than this. Like, for real, you know, saying what you saying so far, I could tell you ain't making it up.
Hell no, I ain't making it up. This is my life.
Right.
It's everyday struggle out here.
That's right. And that's a lot of the reasons why I do these type of videos, because we're documenting real life stories, what people done been through or what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? And I had said in the last interview, just looking at somebody, you never know what a person been through.
You're absolutely right. You never know what the next person's going through. Like I said, I might have it bad sometimes, but there's always somebody that's got it worse, man. You know?
That's right.
I could be laying there with no arms and no legs. You know? Somebody is laying there like that.
Right.
You know? I've never had a broken bone. That's the other thing. All the stuff I've been through in my life, man, I've never had a broken bone. God's got his hand on me for some reason.
Right.
I don't know what it is yet, but we'll figure it out.
That's right. I met you across the street here at the hotel. How is it, are you living there right now?
Yeah.
Okay. How is it living in a hotel?
It's an everyday struggle trying to come up with the money to pay for it, you know? Not working and stuff, you know, just struggle, man. And they don't give you no breaks here either. 11 o'clock, you ain't got your money, you gotta get that. You gotta get the hell out.
You gotta go.
You better figure it out real quick.
How do you feel about inflations as far as like prices and these hotel rooms and fees and stuff like that? How do you feel about the inflation?
You look at this one right, you look at that one right there. They want like almost $8 a night for that place. I mean, and then it's not worth it. Then you got to put a deposit that you can't get back. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not worth what they're trying to charge. You got bugs crawling around in the place, you know, roaches in it. And it's just not good. It's not good. So you just But you do what you can do. You know.
Yeah. You do what you got to do.
Yep. That too.
It's hard sleeping outside. I done interviewed a lot of people that don't even have it to get in a room. You know, they got to sleep right here on the pavement.
It's because they ain't got no hustle.
You're right about that.
Ain't got no hustle. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat every day.
That's right.
One way or the other.
So you saying, okay, you saying if you're homeless, it's mandatory that you have a hustle out here, especially without working.
Damn right.
It's the same way as prison.
The same way. Same damn way. It's just harder out here because you don't have nobody to take care of you like you do in prison. When you're in prison, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You know they're going to feed you. You know they're going to clothe you. You know you got a bed to sleep in. But out here, you ain't got all that comfort. So that's why some people in the wintertime, you can see them, they'll go to jail. Just because they know they ain't got to be out in the cold. And they got 3 meals a day. Sad to say, but that's the way it is.
That's exactly how it is, Chris. You're speaking facts right now. Yeah, so you spoke about the inflation. What do you feel like if any kids was watching this video, motivational wise, what could you tell them right now?
If you got a good mom and dad at home, just listen to them. Be good, man. Just listen to what they say, because you don't want to be out here like this. Drugs are real, and the streets are real. And you don't know what's going to happen one day from the next out here. You don't know if somebody's going to come up and try to beat you for what you got, what you don't got. or beat you because you did. You know what I'm saying? It's a different life out here. It ain't a day where you go to work and you go to, you got a check coming every Friday. We don't know what we got coming.
Right.
I don't know what I got coming one day from the next. One day I might have $500. Next day I might not have $5.
That's right.
It's just an everyday struggle out here, man.
Okay. And if any kids was watching this video, what could you tell them about drugs if they wanted to try drugs for the first time?
If you try drugs and I see you out here, I'm gonna kick you in your little butts, but don't do them. I don't give a damn if it's marijuana or you think it's damn cool to do marijuana. It's not, because that leads to other. Because if you try that, you're gonna try something else. Because everybody else somebody else might be trying it. It's gonna go. It's a constant cycle.
That's right.
It's a constant cycle. Weed starts it off, and you got alcohol in the stores. You got alcohol anywhere you can go. That creates another problem.
That's right.
And that loosens up your mind to try to do other things that you wouldn't normally do.
Right.
So, best thing to do is leave it all alone, man. Stay in school. I wish I would have stayed. I wish I would have listened in school now.
Right.
Now I'm out here.
And for my last question, what are some of the damaging consequences that all of that brought you, as far as like the drugs and going to prison?
Well, I got a record that if I get any more charges, another charge, I'm gone. You probably won't see me for the rest of my life. Then you got your family. You ruin everything with your family, from your mom to your dad to your brothers. They all turn their back on you. You have nothing left. All you got is you.
That's
the
right.
people out here on the street, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about you or anybody else. And they're all about themselves nowadays. Ain't nobody trying to help nobody out here.
That's
All
right.
they're doing is trying to take. Whatever you can get, whatever they can take from you, they're gonna take from you. You ain't even gotta give it to them. They're gonna try to take it from you.
That's right.
Just ain't nobody looking out for nobody no more. But if you're out here, you can't even get a ride to the store. That's sad. Sad after all the stuff I've done for people, you know? But
So the streets ain't got no love.
no love at all, man. They might used to. It used to be love. People used to look out for each other. I don't know what happened to everybody, man. Everybody just turned their back on each other. Now everybody's out for themselves. There ain't nobody out here for nobody but themselves, man.
Okay. All right, Chris, man. I appreciate you for doing this interview. If anybody wanted to get in contact with you, do you have a way they can do that? Do you have a Cash Out social media site?
I got my Cash App card in my pocket because I don't even have a wallet no more.
Okay. Shout your Cash App out for them.
Got it right here.
Oh, no, not that side, that side. I'm going to block that out.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that side right there.
All right. My bad.
Hold on, let me focus
Oh,
in.
yeah, I shouldn't have given that information out.
Nah, it's all right. I'm going to blur that out. For some reason,
on it anyway.
for some reason, the camera ain't going in all the way. Can you read it out to us?
Yeah, Steelers, PA, 2021.
Okay.
Capital S, capital P.
All right.
Chris Bourne.
Steelers, PA,
2021.
2021.
Yep.
All right.
Any help you can give me, I really appreciate it.
That's right. If y'all feel like donating to Chris, man, Chris came on the camera, speaking facts, telling the truth, and he ain't trying to fabricate nothing, so I can respect that from him. I appreciate you for doing the interview, Chris. God bless you, brother.
Bless you too, man.
All right.